Someone waits for me.
This is Ken Carpenter welcoming you to the Bing Crosby Show for Chesterfield, produced and transcribed in Palm Springs, California, with John Scott Trotter and his orchestra, Judd Collins with the Mares and Bing's guests, Marilyn Maxwell, Louis Armstrong, and Master Lindsay Crosby. And now, from America's most famous desert resort, we bring you that prominent golfer, swimmer, hiker, tennis player, horseman, sunbather, and lion hunter, Bing Crosby.
Ken. No. That was a pretty lengthy recital of my activities, Ken, but it only represents a cursory summation of my capers here at the
really?
Springs. That's all, because I'm also a very prominent date picker.
You pick dates, too?
Mm-hmm. When the four boys went out to a dance or party, I went along and picked their dates, see?
Playing a stern parent, huh?
Well, they called me more of a nudnik. They said... They said I was a social martinet, a tyrant, but a pretty good picker.
Are all the kids still down here, Bing?
No, just Lindsay, the youngest, remains, and I'm much relieved to tell you that his dates still come off the tree.
Well, Bing...
That is really a bit, isn't it?
After all, boys will be boys. They will have dates.
The dates are all right, Ken. It's that boys will be boys stuff that worries me.
Well, I'll say one thing, Bing. Palm Springs certainly agrees with you. You got a wonderful tan.
Yes, if I had a better figure, you could almost call me a bronze Adonis, couldn't you?
You have such a nice, even tan. How do you do it?
Special technique, Ken. You see, most people, they just dab oil on themselves any which way and let it go at that, but I rub it on real smooth.
Oh, I see.
Besides that, I change my oil every 500 miles. I give myself a complete Mobilube.
That's your secret, though.
It certainly is. And they got the greatest golf course out here at Thunderbird, a sensational course. Have you seen it?
It's a beautiful course, yes, I've seen it. You've been playing a lot of golf, huh?
Oh, no, not a lot. I wouldn't say I played a lot. Some mornings I play 3 holes, sometimes 2, sometimes 4. Sometimes I only play 1 hole.
Well, gee, Bing, I thought you were pretty well recuperated from your operation. You still can't play much golf, huh?
It's not that, Ken, but I have a policy regarding golf.
What's that?
The minute I lose a ball, I'm through for the day. I got to the 5th hole.
Why should a fella like you worry about losing a little golf ball?
I don't worry. I just quit playing.
I'll bet Bob Hope doesn't quit the minute he loses a ball.
Hey, I'm glad you brought that up, Ken, because Hope is even worse than I am.
He couldn't be.
He is. Hope won't even start playing until he finds a ball.
I'd never believe it.
That's true.
By the way, Bing, are you still living at Bob's house?
No. I checked out of that trap, oh.
What for?
Oh, it got too tough there all day, all night. People ringing the doorbell, banging on the door, trying to get autographs.
Well, you're down here on a vacation. It wouldn't hurt you to sign a few autographs.
They didn't want mine. Oh. Wouldn't have minded that, but I'm living over at Stuart Hops's house now.
Oh, Hops?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Isn't he the fellow who gave the big party down here where the lion got loose?
The very
yes,
same.
I remember.
But I'm not worried about lions. I got my trusty 6-shooter with me at all times.
Got your 6-shooter, huh?
And a mighty itchy trigger finger, too, in case any lion is listening. I tell you, Ken, I wish that lion had never got loose. It's got me in a lot of trouble with my youngest boy.
Trouble with Lindsay? What do you mean?
Well, he heard the program last week. You know, we were carrying on about that old lion, and the minute he got down here, he wanted to know when I was going to take him lion hunting. Got to take him on a safari, he says. I think it's time, though, to present our first guest of the evening. Don't you think so?
Yes.
One of the world's top musical men, and an old pal of mine, great guy, Louis Satchmo Armstrong.
Thank you, Mama.
Louis.
Thank you, Mama.
I appreciate this very much. Very nice of you to drive all the way down here to Palm Springs with your hot horn and try and blow a little life into this program for us.
Well, I've always wanted to visit Palm Springs, but when I heard about that line, I wonder if this trip is necessary.
Well, now, you don't have to worry about that line, Louis. The authorities on lines, you know, people who really know about lines and that come in close contact with them, they say they're not dangerous at all.
Yeah, but most people who have come in close contact with lines now can only be contacted by Ouija board.
They've gone away, huh?
They sure have, Daddy.
Well, you could be right.
I knew a fellow that was swallowed by a lion head first.
Head first, huh?
Yeah. And just before this fella's feet disappeared, the lion grabbed their shoelaces and used them for dental floss.
Well, what about lapsing into something musical right now? What do you say, Louis?
Now you're talking, Papa D.
John Scott, would you get us rolling, kid?
Kill her.
I hear singing and there's no one there. I smell blossoms and the trees are bare. All day long I seem to walk on air. I wonder why. I wonder why. I keep tossing in my sleep at night. And what's more, I've lost my appetite. Stars that used to twinkle in the skies are twinkling in my eyes. I wonder why.
You don't need analyzing. It's not so surprising that you feel strange but nice.
I'm in a tizzy, I tell you.
Your heart goes pitter-patter. I know just what's the matter, but I've been there once or twice.
Nice country, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Put your head on my shoulder. You need someone who's older.
You fit that.
Rub down with the velvet glove.
Tenderly, Pop.
There's nothing you can take to relieve that pleasant ache. You're not sick, you just in love.
I hear singing.
You don't need analyzing, Daddy. It's no surprising
I
that
smell
you
blossoms and the trees are
I'm telling you, Papa D, your heart
all
goes
day long I
pitter-patter.
seem to walk
I know
on
just
air.
what's the matter.
I wonder why.
Cause I've been there once or
Wonder
twice
why.
myself. Yeah, man.
I
Put
keep
your head
tossing
on my
in
shoulder,
my
man.
sleep
You
at
need
night.
someone who's older.
And what's
Rub
more, I've
down
lost my
very nice.
appetite.
There's
Stars
nothing
that
you can
used to
take
twinkle in
to really
the skies
leave
are
that ache.
twinkling in my eyes.
You
I
just are
wonder
in
why.
love, baby.
Just in love, so in love.
Oh, that was tremendous, Bing and Louie.
Say, it was rolling, wasn't it?
It really went.
That's the fastest I've moved in years. Well, Ken, we thank you. But now, what do you say we sell some Chesterfields, huh? Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's the lovely star of the stage and screen, Miss Marilyn Maxwell.
Thank you, Bing.
Marilyn, you'll have to pardon me on that introduction. I guess I should have mentioned the radio, too, because you've done a lot of radio work this season, haven't you?
Well, that's right. I've done 15 radio programs with Bob Hope.
Oh, you lucky girl, you. 15 shows with Bob, and now you're on my program. Well, this is really going to be a thrill for you.
Well, what do you mean?
Tonight you're going to get paid.
Oh, you're a real sport, kiddo.
And I'm jazzy, huh? Well, I fling it around a little. Say, before I forget, I'd like to invite you to do something with us. You want to go on a lion hunt tomorrow? I'm forming a little safari.
I see. Just because I've done 15 shows with Hope, you think I'm made of iron.
After the basic training you've had, you won't even need a gun on the safari. You can just grab that lion by the tail, drag him back to town, throw him into Solomon's Delicatessen, and say, marinate this, will you?
For Marilyn now.
That's right.
Well, Bing, why don't you relax? It's springtime on the desert.
Isn't it lovely?
Oh, wonderful. Just take it easy and enjoy it.
Wonderful here, isn't it? Marvelous.
Oh, yes. When I'm in Palm Springs, I'm in seventh heaven.
Mayor Farrell will love you for that. He may pick up your tab later if you go over that. You know, Marilyn, now that we've so deftly slipped into this springtime mood, don't you think we should do a little springtime song while the folks are still apparently under the spell?
Oh, yes. Let's hit them with it while they're still groggy.
Now, Trotter, would you provide a little light, zany springtime background, something fluffy?
Here comes the springtime and there goes my heart. Holdily, heartily, hey-dee.
All my resistance is falling apart. Holdily, heidily, hey.
Sweet evening breeze, go away if you please. Lilacs and smilax and hand me.
Fresh morning dew, you are soaking me through with feelings that don't understand me.
After the robins, the crickets will start.
Holdily, heidily, hey-dee. Here comes the springtime and there goes my heart. Holdily, heidily, holdily, heidily, holdily, heidily, hey. Little musical interlude now, mood music. Here comes the springtime and there goes my heart. Holdily, heidily, hey-dee. I'm just a patsy for Cupid's first dart. Holdily, heidily, hey.
Bluebird Brigade, you have sure got me made. Pansies and violets I'm loving.
Panama hat, I am flat on the mat. You butterflies got to quit shoving.
After the crickets, the bullfrogs will start. Holdily, heidily, hey-dee.
Here comes the springtime and there goes my heart. Here comes the springtime and there goes my heart. Holdily, heidily, holdily, heidily, holdily, heidily, isn't it fun? Here comes the springtime and there goes my heart. Here I'm hoping you'll grab it and run. Thank you very much, Marilyn. That was real nice. I guess that's about as giddy as we can get without somebody throwing a net over us. Hodily, hidily. Folks, I'd like to bring Louis Armstrong back and see if we can coax a little specialty out of him, a little number. How about it, Lou?
I'm right here, Daddy.
How about taking a little trip up the Lazy River? There's no lines up there, you know.
Oh, no! Hit it, Daddy. Up the lazy river where the old mill runs. Up the lazy river with the noonday sun, lingering in the shade of a kind old tree. Throw away your troubles, dream a dream of me, dream a dream of me. Up the lazy river where the robin song, two bright lights as we stroll along. Blue skies up above, and the one I love. Up the lazy river, how happy we will be, Mama. skies up above, the one I love, up the lazy river, how happy we'll be, baby. Yeah.
Thanks for being with us tonight. Wonderful. All right, great man. Thanks for being with us, Louis, and good luck on your engagement at the Tiffany Club up there in Los Angeles. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to get on to our next guest, I would like to say that this young fella hails from up Elko, Nevada way. Right good cowpoke. He's quite a famous buckaroo up in that part of the country. Goes by the name of Lenny Crosby. Right up there in the box, Lenny. Walk right directly in there. Howdy, partner.
Howdy, Dad.
What do you think of Palm Springs? Pretty classy, isn't it?
Sure is. Kind of richer, though, than Elko.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, Elko's a cow town, you know. This here's a resort.
But the cowboys I see on the streets here don't fool me any.
They don't, huh?
They just ain't real cowboys.
So, how do you know?
Well, they ain't got bow legs.
Well, that's how you tell the cowboys here are dudes, huh? No bow legs.
That goes for the cowgirls, too.
They do. Whoop! Well, we'll just drop that research for several years as far as you're concerned.
Hey, are we all set to go on that safari tomorrow?
Yeah, well, let's forget the safari show. I tell you what we'll do. We'll go for a nice little horseback ride tomorrow morning, then we'll go over to the La Paz in the afternoon, have a nice swim. What do you think?
All right, but let's take our guns just in case.
You think so?
Well...
Pool is crowded. We'd have to shoot our way in. Well, now that you're here on the program, don't you think you ought to do a little something for the folks?
Do something?
Sure. What do you do?
Oh, I'm schoolboy.
You're a schoolboy. That's not very entertaining.
Isn't that the truth?
No, by entertaining, I mean, what do you do in the entertainment field? Can you do a card trick, spin a yo-yo, dive into a swimming pool full of orchids, or twirl a rope or something?
I think those things are a little visual for radio, aren't they?
Well, they are a little bit on the TV side. Anything else you can do?
Oh, I sing a little, you know.
You sing a little? You do?
Yes, very.
Well, well, now, ain't that a coincidence? So do I.
You do?
Yes.
What do you know?
Tell me, what's your style? Do you sing serious songs, or are you going for the comedy lilts, huh?
Well, a little each. You know, I kind of mix them up.
Well, you got to... You run the gamut, huh? You got a repertoire. You're one of those versatile virtuosos, eh?
Well, I'm not sure about that. I'm not too sure about those words.
Versatile? Hey, why don't we do a song together? You know, your brother Gary and I, we have a new record out. You familiar with the tunes on that platter?
I should be. I hear it 24 hours a day.
Well, why don't you and I sort of blend on Moonlight Bay? You ready?
Yeah.
We were sailing along on Moonlight Bay. We could hear the voices ringing. They seemed to say, "You have stolen my heart. Now don't go away." As we sang love's old sweet songs on Moonlight Bay. I'm joined now by my associate in song, Mr. Lindsay Crosby, who's been flown in at great expense from Seidelmeyer's Milk Bar. Leonard? How we were sailing along.
Bet you look cute in your new sailor suit.
People cheered on Moonlight Bay.
Just as sharp as a tack with a belt in the back.
How you could hear the voices ringing.
A croon in a tune.
They seemed to say,
You were at home with the tissue and comb.
how you have stolen my heart.
Oh, how could you lose in those high-button shoes?
Now don't go away.
And this is the lad who wound up as my dad.
As we sang
Put over a ragtime with a bang.
on Moonlight Bay.
On Moonlight Bay.
Shall we rest on our oars now and listen to the string-on song? Are you agreeable? That Wayne King, don't you? Well, 20 years have passed. I've put on a little around the middle, lost considerable off the top, but Moonlight Bay is still there. Lindsay?
We were sailing along.
Sailing in a souped-up hot rod outboard yet. Some
on
sailing.
Moonlight Bay.
Ah, yes, the bay. I was very big on the bay. They adored
We
me.
could hear the voices ringing.
Hubba-bubba-boo.
Oh, no. Are you in pain?
Don't knock that. Kept you in bubble gum for years.
You have stolen my heart.
Yes, you've stolen most of my good neckties, too, lady.
Now, don't go away.
Oh, don't
Yeah,
go
work on.
away as we sang
those old sweet songs
on Moonlight Bay. Oh, we would say,
Sailing along on the beautiful moonlight.
We sailed along the beautiful Moonlight Bay. Thank you, Lynn. Lynn, thank you very much. Take a bow, Lynn. May the good Lord bless you and keep you. May the good Lord bless and keep you, whether near or far away. May you find that long-awaited golden day today. May your troubles all be small ones, and your fortune 10 times 10. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May you walk with sunlight shining and the bluebird in every tree. May there be a silver lining back of every cloud you see. Every cloud you see, fill your dreams with sweet tomorrows. Never mind what might have been. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet again. May the good Lord bless and keep you till we meet. Till we meet That represents our closer for this evening. I'd like to thank Marilyn Maxwell, Louis Armstrong, and Lindsay for joining us here tonight. And also my thanks to the good citizens of Palm Springs, California. Yes, let's give them a hand. I mean the Monty Moncriefs and the Trav Rogers and all the nice people who have made our 2 weeks here such a delightful stay.
Who's going to be with you next week, Bing?
Oh, next week, Marilyn, we're going to have Mr. Gary Crosby. Good night, Marilyn.
Good night, Bing. Good night, Lenny.
Good night, Marilyn.
Marilyn, Miss Maxwell, please.
Gosh, a fella sure doesn't get very much chance in this family.
You don't, huh? That's the wrong line.
Well, I like it.
Now, wait a minute. You want to read the right line
I
now?
lost my page now.
Well, here it is. If you please, Miss Maxwell.
Gosh, a fella sure has a tough time growing up in this family.
That's a better line. Now, you just take your time. Come on now, Len. Let's slip out this back screen door. My car's parked there.
Okay, Dad.
Here's the door. I'll unhook the screen. Hey, did you sneeze, kid, or something?
Gone, Pop. It's a lion. Shall I open the door and let him in?
No, don't let me out either. See you next week for Chesterfield, folks. The best cigarette for you to smoke.
The Bing Crosby Show, presented by Chesterfield, was produced and transcribed in Palm Springs, California, by Bill Morrow and Murdo McKenzie. Tune in next week and hear Bing and his guest, Gary Crosby.